Hello and welcome. Today we are sitting down with Ciara Morin. She is a holistic nutrition practitioner where her business, Foods to Glow, teaches busy people to nourish themselves. She's also creating something in a niche community that is really special to her. We're going to talk to her today about her story, her experience with CSNN, and what she's doing now to help others achieve better health and well-being. We hope her story is inspiring and will help you decide if CSNN is right for you. So, welcome and thank you for joining me today.
Thanks, Joanna. I'm really glad to be here.
Yeah. Now, tell us a little bit about why did you choose to study holistic nutrition at CSNN?
That is a really great question. Well, for starters, I was always curious about nutrition and I was always mindful of how to fuel my body. So, becoming a holistic nutrition practitioner just felt very natural for me. I actually, in my research phase, reached out to a few other practitioners on social media to ask where they got their education, and CSNN got glowing reviews. So, I had a good feeling this was the right path for me. And two of my greatest challenges of late, becoming a parent and managing a chronic illness, actually pushed me to expand my breadth of knowledge in the area of nutrition. I felt that I needed more control in both areas, and I was feeling tired and overwhelmed as a new mom. And I was also struggling to understand my own health.
Right.
I live with polycystic kidney disease, which is a chronic genetic disorder that causes decline of kidney function over time. So essentially, I took the natural nutrition program at CSNN because I was at a time in my life when I was yearning for greater knowledge of how to take better care of my own body, but also take better care of my two little boys and to ensure the overall wellness of my family. So I took a leap of faith and started at CSNN in September 2020 during the pandemic when there were so many uncertainties. It felt like such a crazy time, but thankfully, heading back to school was something I was very, very sure about. And looking back, it's definitely one of the best choices I have ever made because following my heart back to school in my 30s opened up so many doors for me and has really brightened my outlook and yeah, just made me really happy.
Ah, well, thank you for sharing your story. And, so you went to school in 2020, you've already got your business going, Foods to Glow. So, how did CSNN and the Natural Nutrition Program prepare you for your career and to open up your business?
Mhm. I have a university degree, first of all, in history and English. And for the longest time, I had no idea how that would translate into a fulfilling career. I
Mm,
knew I wanted to help people and I was always passionate about health and wellness, but the bridge that would take me there towards my calling was missing until I found CSNN.
mm,
And now, as a practitioner, I've started my first business, Foods to Glow, to work with busy parents who are overwhelmed and exhausted, like I used to be. And I started my second business, PKD Wellness, more recently to support those living with polycystic kidney disease.
mhm.
I realized there wasn't much out there in terms of wellness information or even a sense of community, really. So I decided to change that. And I knew that with my training from CSNN, I actually had something tangible to offer this community.
Mm.
But to properly answer your question, CSNN prepared me for my career by providing an engaging program that encouraged curiosity and thinking outside the box, and by giving us guided case studies that we could use to put our knowledge to use in a hands-on, practical way. So actually, I think the case studies were some of the most important work that I did with CSNN because they're what helped me gain the confidence that I needed to apply my knowledge in real life scenarios. And through this work, CSNN ensured my class would be ready to work with clients as soon as we graduated. One of my favorite things about CSNN is that they essentially train you to become a practitioner, and they also want you to succeed as one. So I think this aspect of the program is really invaluable.
Now, when the experience ends, sometimes we feel like we're just thrown out into the industry. We're on our own after school, right? All those connections and supports we had end. However, we have an alumni association. So, how has the alumni association helped you after graduation?
Great question. I'm very grateful for the association. Since graduation, knowing that the Alumni Association is there has been a huge help. If
Mhm.
I need resources or I have a specific question, I know there's always somewhere trusted I can turn. And
Mhm.
for me and my new businesses, that's hugely comforting. I've also really enjoyed the nutrition conferences each spring, and I'm grateful to the Alumni Association for organizing them and keeping our tight-knit community of practitioners connected and engaged. So I guess I look at the Alumni Association as a sort of glue within our community. It helps keep us together, informed, and able to provide the best level of care to our clients across the country.
Mhm.
I feel like as soon as I started my studies at CSNN, I was joining a big loving family, and the association definitely keeps that feeling alive.
Mhm.
So on a personal level, thank you, Joanna, and to everyone else at the Alumni Association. Being part of this community means the absolute world to me.
Oh, thank you so much for that. And thank you so much for your time and sharing your story and experience today. Now, where can people find you, right? We want to keep that community together. We love to kind of support each other. So where can people go to find you?
Absolutely. So I'm most active on Instagram. You can find me there at Foods to Glow,
Mhm.
or if you want to check out my website, foodstoglow.ca. And you'll also find a link to my Instagram profile for PKD Wellness if you visit Foods to Glow. So those are linked. And if anyone wants to reach out and ask questions about the school or my experience there, I'm happy to answer them.
Mhm. Thank you so much. And a reminder that CSN has multiple branches across Canada, as well as distance education with really flexible learning formats. So for more information on CSN and programs, please visit csnn.ca/study nutrition. Thank you so much again for your time today and sharing your story. And we look forward to watching you and your business grow in the future.
Thanks so much, Joanna.
Good. Thanks.